of doing an update video on where the car is at. I've had a couple questions. You guys know I've put a supercharger on this late autumn. Here we are kind of in the middle of winter. I haven't really done a whole lot of updates on it. I just kind of wanted to get everybody caught up and the reason why we haven't put out a whole lot of videos lately. So the car is VMP supercharged now at this point, for those of you who don't know. Everything went pretty well with the installation. Car's running like a champion. Like any other kind of large install, you have a couple bugs to work out with it. This particular one's a VMP Gen 2R supercharger. We have some videos out on what we had to do for the install with that. Just kind of like update, we had to change around the JLT oil catch can. I used to have a different style one that sat up front here. You have to change those out to run with the supercharger. We are running the VMP twin 67mm throttle body, as well as the JLT cold air intake there. Changed out the coil pack covers to these Ford Blue, just a little bit to spice things up. Right here we have a fluidine radiator. You can just kind of see it barely peeking through here, this aluminum radiator. That's to help keep everything cool. In addition, with that aluminum radiator, we're running a 170-degree thermostat. Obviously I can't really show you that, that's installed deep inside there. Up front we are running the 3-pass VMP heat exchanger. It's kind of difficult to see, but one thing that is plain to see is we got the Roush high flow upper and lower grill. That's going to help to get a little bit more airflow hitting the radiator and hitting that VMP heat exchanger. We do have a video out on that if you guys want to see any more detail. Got rid of the fog lights obviously with that install. We went with a tri-bar pony front emblem, offset it. That was a nightmare to put in. That required a little bit of welding, in fact, with the brackets. I'm going to try to insert a couple pictures, but up underneath the car to kind of do a little bit of weight balancing, because I felt like I put a lot of weight on the front end with the supercharger. We put on a Steeda chromoly radiator support up underneath. That was a job in itself, we'll just put it that way. Out back we got a couple other changes with the car. A GT500 spoiler. This was a awesome Christmas gift my wife surprised me with. I think it adds a little bit more downforce at highest speeds. It also adds a heck of a lot more styling. Up underneath the car, it's going to be kind of difficult to show on camera. Did a little bit of prep to the axle. Up underneath the car, I actually welded the axle tubes to the center section. I feel like we're getting this car ready for the next level of power here. I just want to make sure that those axle tubes don't spin inside the Ford 8.8 center section. I didn't really make a video on that, it's just something I'm mentioning here. If you guys have any questions on welding your axle tubes, just let me know. I can certainly give you some advice on that. One of the coolest additions though recently is actually inside the car. So we installed an N gauge. In addition to the N gauge, I hooked up a Lund Racing boost box, and then that Lund Racing boost box is hooked up to the supercharger. So a couple things that I wanted to explain on the N gauge. We're actually planning on making a whole video about it. I'm just going to put the car's ignition on. I'll show you the N gauge fire up real quick. So this is an HP Tuners, not a Lund N gauge, if you guys can see that. So those are the parameters I've chosen to display on it. This is actually going to be boost pressure. Got voltage, miles per hour is on there. You can configure that to be whatever you want. I'm probably going to change that around. Definitely going to leave the boost on there for certain. That was actually a pretty cool install we did there. As you can see, I put it here where one of the vents used to be. As one downside, you had to ditch the vent. We do have a video showing some more detail on the Lund boost box, just in case you guys are wondering. Oh, one other small addition is you have a new modern billet shift knob. Not a major piece, but just showing you guys everything that's new. One other small item that we didn't actually film a video on is a McLeod braided stainless steel clutch line. That's up in here. That has greatly improved the feeling of the clutch pedal in this car, believe it or not. It's one of those pieces that I should have put it on a lot sooner. It's about 50-60 bucks and actually had a pretty big effect, surprisingly, on how the clutch pedal felt with this car. If you guys have a MT82 tranny, I definitely recommend putting that piece in. Some other stuff that I got coming up here, hopefully we can make some more videos. The car is kind of going on a weight program. I'm going to try to drop some weight out of the car here and there. Some of it I've already done, some of it's forthcoming. I'm planning on doing a whole video on how to reduce weight out of your Mustang. Up front here you can see some of the minor stuff. Like I said, we have the chromoly radiator support. Got rid of the fabric from underneath from the hood already. Went with the aluminum radiator, like I said, just trying to drop a little bit of weight here and there where we can. As far as the suspension, generally speaking, I haven't changed anything with the suspension on this car recently. I kind of did all the suspension before I added the supercharger to make sure that the car is going to be able to handle all the horsepower that it's making now. I do have a couple things on the horizon as far as suspension changes. I'm thinking about a anti-roll bar for the back end. If we install one of those, I'll definitely take you along for the ride. As you can see, a lot's changed. We haven't put out a whole lot of videos because I've just been kind of hustling on this. In fact, we've even changed around a couple cars for those of you that have been watching the channel for a while. We got rid of the Subaru WRX, and my wife chose to get a new Ford Edge. Believe it or not, she likes this quite a bit more than the WRX. So this is a recent addition to the family here. Still got the Hayabusa motorcycle for those of you who have seen that in the corner in the videos. Feel free to ask any questions about that. My wife got a new minivan for running around for picking up horse supplies and picking up our kid from school, taking pets to the doctor, stuff like that. So we've had a lot going on. So thank you for all of your support. Thank you for all the questions. Keep them coming. Absolutely love the back and forth that I've been having with everybody. And stay tuned for some more good content.